Hello. If you watched my Safer Internet Day assembly for 2021 for Year R and Key Stage 1, you would have already heard a story about Digiduck. You would have heard Detective Digiduck. Well, I thought I would share another story with you that's also about Digiduck, and it's called Digiduck's Famous Friend. I hope you enjoy it. It was morning, and Digiduck was getting ready for school. "Mummy," he called as he flew downstairs in the flat, "we need to go." "Goodness, dear," exclaimed Mrs. Duck, gathering up the last of their things. "What's all this excitement about?" "Mrs. Goose said that we're going to have a special visitor today. Someone famous is coming to school." Digiduck quacked with delight. "Wow," said Mrs. Duck. "I wonder who it is. I can't wait to hear all about it this afternoon." In the classroom, Mrs. Goose gathered the children together. "We're going to play a game. You have to guess who our visitor is by asking them questions." "But how can we do that?" asked Crazy Cat. "Are they hiding somewhere for us to find them? In the playground, maybe?" wondered Shy Sheep. "Actually, our special guest has already arrived," she said. "They're waiting for us in the hall. What we're going to do first, though, is talk to them on the internet." "Wow," said all the children. Mrs. Goose continued, "You can ask as many questions as you want to help you guess who it is. So have a think with a friend, and when we're ready, we'll type our questions here and wait for the reply." Cool Cow raised a hoof. "What sort of questions shall we ask?" "Our guest has said that you can ask them anything except for their personal information," replied Mrs. Goose. A puzzled look swept across the children's faces. "What does that mean?" asked DJ Dog. "Personal information means that the most important things about you that only your close friends and family should know, like your name, age, and where you live," explained Mrs. Goose. After some enthusiastic discussions, the children were ready, and Mrs. Goose began by writing the message. "Hello, how are you today? Thank you so much for coming to visit us. I know you're extremely busy." "I'm very well, thank you, and excited to be here too," came the reply. Digiduck asked the first question. "Are you very famous?" "Well," replied the visitor, "I'm known by many hundreds of children and adults too, so I suppose that makes me quite famous." "Amazing," gasped the children. "Do you like sport?" asked Crazy Cat. "Definitely," replied the mystery guest. "I am brilliant at turning and tumbling." "Oh," said Digiduck, "maybe it's Philippe Fogg. He's so good at diving, he won a gold medal." "Or it's Holly Hedgehog," said Shy Sheep with a smile. "She's a gymnast, and that's what they do best." Cool Cow asked the next question. "Do you like playing games?" "I love games," came the reply, "especially when I can play with other people." "I think I know who it is," said Cool Cow. "It must be Pip Parrot. She's on TV and knows all about children's games." "Hang on," said Footy Fox. "It sounds to me like Bella Badger. She's my favourite footballer, and you need lots of people for a football team." "I think we need some more information," said Mrs. Goose. Proud Pig waved a trotter in the air. "I know. What are your brothers or sisters' names?" "I can't answer that one, I'm sorry," said the mystery guest. "That's personal information. That I must keep private." Proud Pig thought for a moment. "Okay, how did you get here today, and what's your favourite colour?" asked Digiduck. The answers soon came back. "I've flown a long way to get here, and my favourite colour is grey." "They've come by aeroplane," cried Crazy Cat. DJ Dog's eyes grew wide. "It's Rhyming Rabbit. It must be. She's come all the way from America just to see us. She's my hero." Digiduck looked confused. "Now I'm not sure who it is. We all think it's someone different. Shall we go and see?" asked Mrs. Goose with a big grin. "Yes," shrieked the children, unable to contain their excitement. Mrs. Goose typed the last message. "We're on our way," she wrote. Once the class was calm and quiet, Mrs. Goose led them into the hall. The children walked in, their mouths open in disbelief. The stage was empty, apart from a single chair at the side where Wise Owl was sitting. The children looked around, wondering who their mystery guest was and where they'd gone. Wise Owl stood up and began to speak. Hi everyone, it's fantastic to talk to you online. I really enjoyed answering your questions. Mrs. Goose watched the children's face as they realised what happened. It's you, said Digiduck. You're our special visitor. Wise Owl nodded. But we're talking to someone famous, said Shy Sheep, picturing their favourite celebrities on the stage. Absolutely, smiled Wise Owl. I'm in charge of the Family Farmyard website, so thousands of children know and love me. But we thought you came from America, said DJ Dog. I said I've flown a long way, replied Wise Owl, but I use my wings and, of course, my screen. The children thought about what the famous visitor had said and realised they believed what they wanted it to be true. Wise Owl was often tumbling and turning, but he wasn't a gymnast or a diver. He played all the family farmyard games, but he wasn't a footballer or a TV presenter. He was definitely grey, but he wasn't a young rabbit who loved to rap. Mrs. Goose and I wanted you to see something very important, he said with a serious voice. When you're talking to someone on the internet, you can't always be certain of who it is. Unfortunately, not everyone tells the truth online, and people can pretend to be someone else. So what should we do? Asked Digiduck. When you're online, it's best only to speak to people that you already know and trust and have seen before, like your friends and family. Sometimes people might ask you to do something that you're not sure about, like add them as friends, send a photograph of yourself, or meet up with them. If any of these things happen, or anything else worries you or upsets you, then you must tell an adult you trust straight away. Digiduck and his friend listened carefully to Wise Owl's advice, and he spent the rest of the afternoon helping them. They really enjoyed his visit, and he quickly became their most famous and favourite friends of all. Well, I hope you enjoyed that story. I have got a few questions for you to think about on this back page. So have a little think, pause the video if you need to, and have a little chat with the person sitting next to you. Why was Digiduck excited to go to school in the morning? Why does the mystery guest not answer Proud Pig's question? Why were Digiduck and his friends surprised to see Wise Owl on the stage? What did you learn from the story about staying safe online? Something I really like about this book is that it's also got some advice for parents. So I'm going to flick through the pages so that your parents can pause the video and have a look for themselves. And it's also got the address of Childnet, which has got lots of advice and other resources as well. So thank you for listening to my story. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a little something about staying safe online.